Late-night television once symbolized laughter, wit, and authenticity. But somewhere along the way, a lot of it became hollow, fake, or downright unbearable. While some hosts lost touch, Conan O'Brien quietly became the gold standard, proving just how soulless others could be by simply being himself. The genius behind the curtain. Conan O'Brien's rise to late-night stardom wasn't a guaranteed success. Before he became a household name, Conan was an Ivy League graduate from Harvard University, where he mastered his comedic timing at the Harvard Lampoon. After graduating, he wrote for shows like Saturday Night Live and The Simpsons, while his brilliance shone behind the scenes. Few thought he had the on-camera charisma to host a major show. When NBC took a gamble on him for Late Night with Conan O'Brien, audiences weren't immediately impressed. Ratings were dismal, the show flirted with cancellation multiple times, and NBC interns were literally placed in empty seats to make it appear as though Conan had a full house. Yet, despite the rocky start, Conan's wit, intellect, and sheer comedic ingenuity turned him into a cult favourite, while others relied on gimmicks or a polished image. Conan thrived by leaning into awkwardness, absurdity, and self-deprecating humour. His sharp mind, evident in his rapid comebacks and intricate sketches, elevated him above the generic chatter many other hosts depended on. Late Night's dark side. To appreciate Conan, you only need to look at some of his late-night peers. Take James Corden, for example. In 2022, the owner of the famed Balthazar restaurant in New York, Keith McNally, posted on Instagram about Corden's alleged behaviour. McNally described him as a tiny cretin of a man and recounted 2 incidents where Corden berated the restaurant's staff. In one instance, Corden allegedly yelled about a hair in his food, demanding free drinks. In another, he exploded over his wife's egg yolk omelette having traces of egg whites and fries being served instead of a salad. According to McNally, Corden threatened to leave a nasty Yelp review and loudly belittled the staff. What makes this even more jarring is how different Conan O'Brien's approach to such situations has been. When a member of Conan's staff was reportedly rude to a server, Conan didn't excuse the behaviour or brush it under the rug. He fired the employee. This stark contrast paints a vivid picture of 2 types of entertainers, one who embodies kindness and humility, and one whose charm seems to crumble behind closed doors. Conan and the NBC debacle. Another defining chapter in Conan's career and his accidental exposure of Late Night's flaws came in 2009, when he was handed the reins of The Tonight Show for Conan. This was a dream come true, but the joy was short-lived. NBC, concerned about ratings, decided to move Jay Leno back into a prominent time slot, effectively pushing The Tonight Show into a less desirable position. Conan's refusal to accept this degradation of what he called the greatest franchise in broadcasting history was admirable. Instead of sticking around for a compromised version of his dream job, he walked away, choosing integrity over compliance. The fallout exposed the corporate machinations behind late-night television, where loyalty and creativity often take a back seat to profits and ratings. While his exit could have been a career ender, Conan turned it into an opportunity. In 2010, he launched a nationwide comedy tour, the legally prohibited from being funny on television tour, bringing his signature humour to live audiences. The same year, he announced a new talk show on TBS, proving his resilience and ability to reinvent himself. Conan Without Borders. By the mid-2000s teens, late-night television was struggling to stay relevant. The internet was dominating entertainment, and traditional shows were losing their spark. Many hosts leaned into viral content or political preaching, but these strategies alienated audiences who wanted escapism, not lectures. Conan, however, chose a different path. He launched Conan Without Borders, a travel series where he visited countries like Cuba, Armenia, and South Korea. These specials showcased his ability to connect with people from all walks of life, breaking language barriers with humour and empathy. The show wasn't just about laughs, it was about building bridges and celebrating humanity. This approach resonated with viewers tired of the same old desk-bound routines. Conan's willingness to step out of the studio and into the world made him a standout in a sea of sameness. The fall of the fake funny, while Conan thrived. Many of his peers struggled to keep their shows authentic. Jimmy Fallon, once known for his innovative games and light-hearted antics, became a victim of repetition. Fans began noticing that the charm of his early years was being replaced by formulaic segments and recycled content. Jimmy Kimmel, meanwhile, alienated large portions of his audience by leaning heavily into political commentary. While some applauded his willingness to address serious topics, others felt it clashed with the primary purpose of a late-night show: entertainment. These missteps highlighted just how rare Conan's authenticity was. Unlike others, he never tried to pander or preach. Instead, he focused on what he did best: making people laugh with intelligence and heart, the intellect behind the humour. One of Conan's greatest strengths is his intelligence. As a Harvard graduate and former Simpsons writer, he brings a level of sophistication to his comedy that's often missing from late-night television. His jokes are layered, his skits are clever, and his interviews are a masterclass in wit and timing. This intellect is particularly evident in how he handles awkward moments instead of glossing over them. Conan leans into the discomfort, turning it into comedy gold. Whether he's riffing with a difficult guest or recovering from a botched joke, his ability to think on his feet is unparalleled. Compare this to Fallon's often nervous energy or Corden's over-the-top performances, and the difference is clear. Conan doesn't need to rely on gimmicks or forced charm. His natural wit is more than enough. Conan's legacy. Conan O'Brien's journey through the world of late-night television is a testament to his talent, resilience, and authenticity. He's proof that you don't need to compromise your values or rely on hollow tactics to succeed. While other hosts have faltered, Conan has thrived by staying true to himself. His ability to adapt to changing times without losing his identity has cemented his place as one of the greatest late-night hosts in history. So, why does Conan O'Brien stand out in a sea of late-night hosts? It's simple: he's real. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Conan's incredible career, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who's your favourite late-night host, and why? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you.